So in this video, I'm gonna break down how I was able to turn $460 of ad spend into over $11,200 of new revenue for my business. And this isn't even counting lifetime value of these customers. If we were, that's another tens of thousands of dollars. Just this ad alone, we're able to get a more than 20x return on ad spend. So $1 in, more than $20 back, which is obviously just ridiculous. So we're going to break down how I did it, what it looked like, what you guys can learn from it. And then obviously, if you guys want, I can come into your business and help you guys execute something similar. So the first thing that I wanted to do is obviously I want new customers, I want to make more money, but I want to think in terms of these client shoes. What are they feeling? What are all of the main problems that they have? And don't just think, okay, why are your customers here? Think in terms of that client, that avatar. What are the problems that they face across essentially all of their life? Anything that revolves around their service and why they come to you. What are their pain points? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Write it all down on a piece of paper, because a lot of people, they just think in terms of one problem, one solution. But when you can kind of combine all of these things, if you can solve 10 problems in one offer, that's going to convert a lot better than just coming for this very particular thing and then I'm going to leave or I'm going to go somewhere else to solve this other problem. But when you can solve all of those problems for your customer, they're going to pay you more, they're going to stay longer, they're going to be more satisfied, and they only need to do it in one place as opposed to going to multiple. That was the very first step that I did. Okay, really thinking, and we're a little bit unique in terms of basketball training where we have two kind of clients. We have the athlete who's actually showing up, but we also have the parent who has to pay for it, but then also bring them to training, to games and things like that. So I was thinking both in terms of both of these avatars, not just the person who's showing up. So after I was really thinking about it, like actually spending time consciously thinking about these problems, and the better that you know your clients, the better that you talk to them and understand where they're coming from psychologically, the better you're going to be able to list out these problems. And the biggest thing that we were seeing, by and large, the biggest problem that people are going to face in our industry, which is AAU basketball, that's just travel basketball essentially. So they're going to pay, go and play essentially club basketball, travel for tournaments. They're going to go play in all these tournaments, sometimes different states, sometimes completely across the other side of the country. And there's a lot of different problems that they have to face. Number one, driving far distances. Number two, when you get to these games as a parent, you have to pay extra money to get into it, which is just ridiculous. You have to deal with the politics of the team, playing time, bad coaches, poorly run tournaments, bad refs, and oftentimes your player is not even going to get better. So there's a lot of pain points there, as well as for us, we would typically lose some people from training that had to go and play AAU because the common thought was, okay, you have training, but then you need to go and play your game. So my thought was, okay, I'm going to solve all of these problems and essentially bridge the gap between the two. So for me, I'm just looking at this list. Okay, how can I solve this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, and then create it into one offer? So that is what I did. And then that is where I came up with essentially the offer of a 3-on-3 academy. So I'm able to basically do what we're already doing in terms of our service. I'm not coming up with a completely new product or completely changing who I am, what we do, in the way that we do things. I'm just repackaging it. So, okay, I'm going to solve all of these different problems and I'm going to bridge them together into one. And I need to come up with an offer. I need to come up with how am I going to present this? So that's another thing that a lot of people don't do, is they just think, okay, this is the solution, and they just name it something boring, or they just package it terribly where, hey, we do chirotherapy, or we do massage therapy, or we do physical therapy. And it just sounds really boring. Okay, we're going to run an ad to physical therapy. Do you need physical therapy? Sounds really boring. So how you package it and what you name these services and these offers is also very, very important. So my thing was 3v3 Academy, bridging the gap between training and AAU. 2 practices a week. You have your training, you have your teaching, you have your games on Saturdays, you have your games. You're going to do it in one place. You don't have to drive. You don't have to pay to get in. You don't have to worry about politics. You don't have to worry about playing time, and your kid's actually going to get better and they're going to touch the ball. Solving 8 different problems on that list. So obviously for you, that's going to be completely different. But again, that's why you want to have that list, so you can try to pull from it and figure out how can I solve as many of these in one shot as I possibly can. Then also when it comes to naming it, 3v3 Academy sounds a lot better than, hey, just come in for basketball training. Very generic, very bland, not going to really hit as hard. So now that we have the problem that we're solving, we have the offer and the way that we're going to do it. Now the way that I was structuring it was, okay, this is going to be a 3-month commitment. So it's not just, hey, you're going to come in. No, it's a 3-month commitment. So you're going to be dedicated to it. Like I said, 2 practices a week, 1 game a week. It's going to be X price for, again, 3 months. So once you know what problem you're solving, how you're solving it, and the name of this offer and everything that it's going to entail. So for us, again, like I was saying, 2 practices a week, 1 game a week, 3-month commitment. And then at the end, we're also going to give you guys essentially a report. How you did you do well, did you do bad, where you need improvement on, what we're proud of you, and how you improved in these different areas. So essentially getting a full report. And that was the offer that we created. So now we're going to actually come up with an ad to run towards this. And again, these whole beginning steps are one of the most important parts to getting a successful ad in the first place, which is where most people go wrong. They just say, hey, I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to take a picture that I have on my phone for my business, or I'm going to take, a random video that I'm taking. Hey, are you in need of this service? And then again, most people are gone. So it's a very boring ad, very boring creative. Again, it's just not going to work. So this whole part of the process is very important before you even actually run the ad. Now, the creative itself, again, you want to make sure you're speaking to these emotions. So you're oftentimes going to appeal to people based based on their emotions, and then they're going to buy based on logic. Oftentimes, obviously, sometimes people buy based on emotions, but you're going to pull them in and get them to be intrigued, give them their attention based on the emotions. So in my ad, which I'll show you guys in the next clip here, is I was speaking to all of these different things. Are you this person dealing with this X problem, X problem, X problem, X problem? Well, guess what? We have a solution for you. Here's what it is, the name of it that sounds really good, and here's how we're going to solve that problem.
Are you sick of AAU and driving hours every single weekend, paying to get into these games, all for your kid to just get up a couple shots and not even see the development that you guys are really signing up for? If so, that's exactly why we're going to be implementing our 3v3 Academy to bridge the gap between AAU, playing, and actual development. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have 2 practices a week in a 3-on-3 format, teaching game concepts, skills, and decision-making in an environment that actually translates over into a game. And then we're going to have 1 game day per week here at our facility, so you're not spending hours every single weekend driving around. Again, all for very little improvement or game experience. And the best part about the 3-on-3 format is every player is involved. You can't just go into the corner and be isolated. You're not going to be on the bench. You're going to be on the court at all times, getting reps and being heavily involved. So to me, this is going to be the best way to get better and get game experience this spring. If you guys are interested, just comment the word 3v3 and we'll send you guys some more information.
And I kid you not, off of that ad, I had so many people responding to it. That's exactly what we're feeling. That's exactly what we've been thinking, but we just didn't know a solution for it. That's exactly what we feel. This is a great offer, like all that kind of stuff, right? So that should be the response to your ad. If it's not, you're not really appealing to these emotions enough. And then once we're able to get them intrigued, and we have all of the things there that are very logical, that make sense, that is honestly better than anything out there, it's going to be a lot more easier to get them to convert and to pay to sign up for your service. So off of this ad, what we had was a landing page to our website, and then it was an application process. So depending on what kind of service you're doing, how many people you're trying to get, we like the application process because number one, it's going to take at least a little bit of time to fill out. So we're going to get people that are actually dedicated and worth, you know, I'm actually really interested in this, then like, oh, that sounds good, let me just boom, name, phone number, and be done with it. It's going to at least weed out some people. And then on that landing page, we also again said, hey, this is a 3-month commitment. This is who it's for. We're only looking for dedicated people. So again, we're weeding some of these people out. And with the application process, again, it makes it seem even more in demand because, hey, it's not just like you get to sign up for it, you have to then qualify for it. And also the big thing with this for us is we normally get people to stay much past the 3 months, but when we can get people to stay at 3 months, we know that the chances that they're going to stay for years is a lot higher because of the way that we do things, our science-backed training. It takes about 1-2 months for them to start really seeing progress. So if they're just coming on a month-to-month basis, okay, the chance that they may not come back because, oh, I'm not seeing the progress yet. Same thing with like lifting, fitness, eating, diet. You're not going to see those results right away. Same thing for us. So if we can get them locked in for that amount of time, we know by the time they're done, they're going to see noticeable difference, not only in terms of their physical skill, but also their confidence in their mindset as well. So by doing that commitment, the chances that they're going to stay a lot longer after that is a lot bigger. So I would also recommend doing something like that, where it's some sort of a commitment, some sort of an application process, and then qualifying that lead is a great way to do it. Now, off of that application, we got lots of people who maybe weren't a great fit, right? Because we're putting people into a certain amount of group. You kind of have to fit generally with the skill level and the mindset, or even just the schedule. You have to be able to do like Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If you can't, then we redirected people into other services that we had, which, like I said, 11,200 isn't even including the other people that we got to go into our other services. So it was really upwards of $15,000, $16,000 just off this ad alone. So you can use this as an attraction offer to offer people into other things as well. So that's another thing that people do is they'll run ads and they'll just do it for, maybe they have one main offer, but then they'll just do like 3 different ads for a couple different services, and all of those ads are very broad and boring. You can use this attraction offer to bring people in because it's going to sound a lot better. The conversion rate is going to be a lot better. They're going to be inquiring about it and then say, hey, you're not really a great fit for that, but we have this offer over here, which I think you're going to be perfect for. And then boom, they sign up for that. As opposed to running multiple different offers that all sound kind of boring and dull, you're going to get a lot better, you know, return on investment by doing something like that. So then with that application process, they filled it out. Then they were coming in for a trial session, or essentially like a tryout. And then we would then place them into the group, or like I said, we would place them into another group. So by going through that whole process, we know number one, these are going to be dedicated clients. They're going to be people that are going to stay. They're serious, that they're going to take the time to apply, to show up. They show up on time. They do well. Okay, no, you're a good fit. Boom, we put you into this program. If you're not, we'll put you into something else. Or even some people we had to turn away because they're just not a good fit. Maybe they showed up late. Maybe they just didn't have the best attitude, and that's okay. So this is really everything that we did. It's obviously problems, solution, offer, rename, repackage it if you have to. Come up with an ad to speak to all of these problems. I like testing different things. We only did a video ad just because I knew, hey, I'm hitting literally every single point in this video, and I think this is going to do really well. It did really well. So you can do image ads, you can do obviously different video ads, and you want to do something a little bit creative, a little bit catchy, as you guys can see in the video ad. Obviously obviously there's things on the screen. You have a little bit of music, you have some words on the screen, something that keeps their attention. So getting it professionally edited, that can obviously help, making it somewhat entertaining, making it somewhat shareable, which is very important. Obviously, if people are sharing these ads, if they're commenting on these ads, it's just, again, throwing fuel onto the fire. So these are all very important things. This is basically the exact playbook that we used to come up with this ad that hit really well, did really well. Obviously, as you guys can see, performed really well. I did it again this fall. This was back in the spring. I did it again in the fall. Basically got the same results. Spent $560. I think we got over $10,000 back. Again, with new clients, not counting the people that kept coming back. So obviously this is done really, really well. And another thing when it comes to ads, you could try a million different ones. You only need one to hit really well. So if you guys can come up with one really good ad, it can completely transform your business like it did for us. It was very helpful. So hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully I wasn't chatting too much. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. If you did, drop a comment below, like, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys want to talk to me, schedule a call down below on our website. I'll help you guys through this process. Peace.